Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for quarter 2 of 2025. We are going to jump right in here. You have this Thriving card and this Truth card, which is amazing. I'm going to put that Thriving card on top so you can see it. But you definitely could be thriving at this time. I mean, a lot of energy will be moving through your sign. So, we have Neptune. I'm shooting this video on the 29th. So Neptune will be moving into Aries on Sunday, which is tomorrow, or the day this video is getting published. We also just had the eclipse in Aries, which, eclipses can kind of go both ways. It can be good and a challenge at the same time. And then, as we move throughout the quarter, Venus and Mercury will both be moving back into Aries and, all sorts of good stuff. So I definitely think you could feel like you're thriving, or at least you have the opportunity to be thriving. I tell everyone, I don't think life is easy right now. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I always make it very clear in my readings that tarot is not magic, right? You have to ultimately be the one to make the choices and do the work. But I feel if you do it, that you will be very happy that you did, because it looks pretty good. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Star, some good stuff coming up here. You have the Ace of Pentacles as well. So let's see here, Aries. You start with the Strength card. I'm pretty sure I only have 2 more readings to do, and like everybody has had the Strength card, so I'm pretty sure everyone. And yeah, it makes sense. I think that we've been as I've said to everyone, we've been dealing with these retrogrades since November. It's been one after the other, and of course, whenever we have a bunch of retrogrades, we do a lot of introspection. The lion on the Strength card kind of represents your inner voice or your inner critic. And we've all probably been doing work on our inner critic, right? Overcoming it. Like, she is the one that's in control of her inner voice. So it just seemed like, this is one of those things I didn't really think would be coming up in the readings, but it did. So, I would say that it's probably a good time to take control of your inner voice if you haven't already. And during the next 3 months, again, your inner strength could really be coming out in a good way. You could be making progress, working towards your goals, all that, and clearly thriving, like that Thriving card says. You have the Three of Wands, a lot of expansion at this time. So I think that it's a great time to grow and anything that you want to see grow. Now, here's the thing: is that you right next to the Three of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. The thing with the Three of Wands is that he thinks he's looking at the desert when he first looks at this card, because the water on this card is golden in color. But when he looks closer, he sees those ships or those boats on the ocean, and he realizes that there's like a much bigger opportunity, and he's actually looking at the ocean. He's not looking at the desert. So what it represents is he's looking at something, an opportunity, where he doesn't think there's an opportunity, but there actually is. So I would, you end with the Ace of Pentacles, which is a big opportunity that could be coming in for you. But I would say that any opportunity that you're getting at this time would be worth a second look. You don't have to commit to anything, right? But what I would do is, anytime you get an opportunity, I would just look at it. I would just research it. I would just say, like, oh, this is interesting. Like, what could I do with this? And like I said, it's not so much about committing to every single opportunity you get. It's more about just looking at the opportunities and recognizing that they actually are opportunities, and there might be more than meets the eye. And I am getting that energy here. I also would say it's a great time for adventure. Pretty much everyone gets cards of adventurousness and needing to be adventurous. So any adventures you could go on, they might contain an opportunity, right? You have the Devil. I would just be, it is a time of habits. Let's put it that way. I think people should be very careful of their habits, good habits, bad habits. I think it's an amazing time to develop better habits, especially in the month of April will be a really good month for like looking at things that are stealing your energy. I always say, just like on a general level, the Devil is just an energy vampire. It could be anything that is stealing your energy. And so with the Devil, I would say if there's anything that's making you tired or stealing your energy or bad people or whatever, it could be a good time to remove those people or those bad habits from your life. But again, we don't have to only look at this from the negative. It's also a great time to develop good habits as well. So if you have any, good habits that you want to start, now would be a good time to get started. With the Strength card, you have the Ace of Wands, a ton of aces coming up in these readings. Like I said in the 2025 readings, that really the year doesn't start until like May. So it makes sense to me that all these aces would come up, because, as we get closer to May, it's going to be a great time to start anything new that you want to get started on. The Ace of Wands, I kind of feel like you're turning over a new leaf a little bit here, Aries. Like, it seems to me like, I'm not saying that Aries has an attitude. I would never say that. But what I am saying is I feel that you are developing a more positive attitude. I think you're turning over a new leaf. You're, kind of feeling more fresh. Very spring-like energy from this reading. And no one else has really had that yet. So you're like the first sign where I would say, it really kind of just has like a spring feel to it, where it's like you're looking for a fresh start. You're ready to breathe in that fresh spring air and, maybe turn over a new leaf and get started in a new direction in your life. So, it feels really good, that type of energy. With the Three of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like most people, you're going to be very busy. I do think it's a busy time as well. I think really for the rest of the year, people are going to feel very busy and have a lot to do. Not really a bad thing. I think, again, people are just feeling like they're finally set free from all the retrogrades and they want to work. It's just that simple. So I don't really feel much there other than you're probably working. With the Devil, you have the Moon card. The moon can represent a period like fears, fantasies, illusions, not seeing things clearly, can represent secrets. So again, this would be about needing to look at your habits. So if things are not going well for you in any area of your life, really, I would just look at your habits and, look into developing better habits or creating better habits. It might be one of those things where it's not exactly clear as to like what the problem is, right? The moon is part of the fool's journey, and he has to get to these mountains in the background here to have an achievement. The mountains represent an achievement. They also represent an obstacle. So I kind of feel that it is time for you to like buckle down, to maybe work on things like discipline. If you have a specific goal that you have in mind that you're trying to achieve, this would say like start taking those steps to make it happen. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this time for a nap card. Yes, definitely. You have this leg up card as well. With the Two of Pentacles, you will be very busy, so anytime you need a break, take a break, right? Don't get burnt out, especially in April. I would say that April is not a bad month, but it's a little bit tricky health-wise, I would say. And so I think that in April we could be feeling more motivated, which is great, but we also need to, balance out the other side of the scale and make sure we're not burning out, because I do believe there's also a danger in April of getting burnt out, right? As long as you do things in balance, you will be fine. The leg up card is about getting help from other people. So if you are working on anything, that other people could be providing opportunities for you. Also in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Star. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says, like, when you know that you know, when you truly believe that you can be successful at something, that's when you will be successful. With the Strength card right next to it, it definitely would be a great time for you to work on, developing that inner strength to believe that you can actually accomplish something that you're trying to accomplish. So I think it would be a great time to work on your belief systems or your inner belief system, things like that. The Seven of Wands, he also feels like he's not ready. I kind of feel that for you. He has two different shoes on, right? He has like a shoe and a boot on this foot. The story of the Seven of Wands is that he had to rush out of his home to defend his position at the top of the hill. So maybe he didn't feel ready, or he didn't feel like the time was right to do what he has to do. But again, the secret of life is that there's never a perfect moment to do anything. And sometimes I feel that with the Seven of Wands, that it's basically saying there will never be a perfect moment. You have the Knight of Wands. Yes, I encourage everyone to adventure right now. We have Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius says you've been eating the same thing for the past 20 years, and now it's time to try to eat something new, right? Variety is the spice of life, and Knight of Wands wants us to adventure. Knight of Wands wants us to explore mysteries, right? He has these three pyramids right here, and the pyramids in the tarot represent mystery, but he should explore the mystery. He should figure out how things are built, and he should figure out how to improve his life, or how he could build something. In your case, I think you are thinking about how you can build the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is basically everything you want and desire in your life. It is, the 10 Pentacles form the tree of life, And he might be going on a journey to figure out how he can build and leave a legacy with the Ten of Pentacles. So I think a lot of you could be asking yourself, how can I thrive in this world? How can I stand out and be successful and have a solid foundation and a family or whatever else you want? And that would be a great question to ask. And the Knight of Wands says you don't have to come up with a good answer either. The Knight of Wands just says play with it. Just look at it as something that you're learning how to do, right? You have the Star, which is amazing. The Star is a card of hope, faith, renewal. Again, definitely another card that says, if you need a break, take a break. If you need to renew your energy, take a day off, stuff like that. The Star is also about having a North Star, being clear about what you are working towards. You are working towards the Ten of Pentacles. And the Star says that needs to be your focus, right? Is accomplishing that and making that one thing your focus and nothing else. So I think this kind of makes me feel like you are getting into alignment. We don't have any cards here that I would consider cards of alignment yet. That could change in a minute, but like Chariot, for example, or Nine of Cups, those are really good cards for being in alignment with what you want. But I do feel the reading is kind of saying like you are getting into alignment. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Six of Swords. I think this is pretty funny as well. I get like a very stubborn energy off of that Seven of Wands. So sometimes there are people or things in our life that are just too stubborn to change. I do feel like some of you could be admitting to yourselves that like someone or something is too stubborn to change, and you could just be deciding to move to calmer shores. Sometimes we just want peace in life. And I kind of feel that for you, Sagittarius, oh my God, Aries. I feel that some of you could be just saying like, I just want peace. I just want to not have to deal with all this BS. And you could be choosing to walk away or move away from something. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Sun. Amazing, crazy. Almost every single sign has had the Sun as well. The other crazy thing is you're like the third person who goes from the Moon to the Sun, which is good. I do not like readings that go from the Sun to the Moon. So luckily here, we go from the Moon to the Sun. And going from the Moon to Sun says that you are entering into a period of clarity, a period of enlightenment, a period of answers as well. So I like that. It also would kind of say that you are moving in the right direction. The Sun is like a spotlight in our life. It is our guiding light. And so, it's kind of confirmation for whatever you're doing right now. With the Star, you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles could be good news or communication coming in for you. The Page of Pentacles is also studiousness. So it's a card of learning, and we already said this, but it would be a great time for you to learn, pretty much anything new that you can learn, anything about mysteries in your life or anything that you're interested in would be, it would be an amazing thing for you to take some time and learn how to do something, even if you think it's impossible. The thing about the Ten of Pentacles is that it is your vision for your ultimate life, right? And even if you think it's impossible, it's how would you do it anyway? And you might be saying, it's impossible. How could I do it anyway? I don't know. Just think about it and dream about it, because you never know. You might just figure something out here, Aries. And, I think daydreaming, dreaming would be a good thing for you to do at this time. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Eagle Spirit. It says, Spirit has your back. You have the Swan Spirit. It says, time for a deep dive. Yes. The thing about the Swan Spirit is that swans feed underwater. So they stick their heads underwater to eat, and they get their nourishment from the emotional world, right? And so I feel for a lot of you that it might be a good time to just process how you feel about your ultimate life or whatever, because that's where your nourishment is going to come from. And I feel that the Swan is kind of saying that. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Again, Ten of Pentacles is kind of your ultimate vision for your life. It is building and leaving a legacy. I think it would be an amazing time for you to just kind of think about how you could potentially live a perfect life. And it's not about being perfect. It's about just thinking about it and saying, what if this could go my way? What if things could, go the perfect direction? And I would just think about it. The other thing about the Ten of Pentacles is that the Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information. There are kind of like two meanings for the Ten of Pentacles. One is, of course, an inheritance. This older gentleman here kind of represents this family receiving an inheritance. The other way to read the card is that he represents a beggar, and he is coming and giving this family a gift. The people on this card have just had a child, and so he represents a person who has nothing to give, who has something to give. I think there's something going on in this reading about you needing to look closer at something. So there, it looks like an opportunity. Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. There could be an opportunity where it doesn't look like something that has something to offer you, but if you look closer, there might be more to the story. And I would definitely say that, any opportunities that come in for you, I would just look closer, because there could be gold hidden in something that you think has nothing. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is regrets and sadness. Again, whenever we're in an extended period of time of heavy energy like we have been, I think it's very easy to get stuck thinking about what was. All we have to do is it's a very scientific process. You have to take your head and remove it from your rear end and look at the world as it actually is. So the Five of Cups is all about doing that. And we all have to do this. So I'm not picking on you here, Aries. We all have to decide to look on the bright side. He's grieving the loss of something that he no longer enjoys. But if he sees these two cups, he gets this bridge in this castle. So Five of Cups has a very easy solution, which is being grateful for what you have. It's also saying that by him focusing on these three cups, he's focusing on something he doesn't even want any longer. So, it's about really, admitting to yourself that something from the past is no longer worth it, and you need to look for something better. And I feel there is something better coming in. Again, having an eclipse in your sign, which you just had today, or yesterday, if you're watching this tomorrow, is kind of hard, because it says, really it asks you to remove one thing so you can have something better. You have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, Eight of Swords is about only seeing one way of doing things when there are many. So again, if you're trying to accomplish your Ten of Pentacles, you might only be looking at one opportunity or one option or one way of doing things when there are many. So I would stay open to the options with the Eight of Swords, plain and simple. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Yes, there probably is competition for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Or, the Five of Wands, I also don't mind. To me, it's not really a bad card. It's like, yeah, these people are fighting, but they're using sticks to fight. They are learning how to fight. So there might be, you might have to learn how to accomplish whatever your Ten of Pentacles is. You might have to train. You might have to experiment and try new things. But it'll be worth it, is really what the card says. With the Five of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is like this or that thinking. The problem with Neptune and Aries is that Neptune in Aries is like people looking for a savior, but it can also be like black and white thinking, where you enter into a situation and you just think to yourself, this is going to go this way or this way. But really, she has this new island behind her here, and the new island behind her represents another way. It represents the fact that things can go this way or that way, but they could also go this way as well. And so the Two of Swords is about like not assuming that anything you enter into only has two outcomes. There are a million different outcomes to everything. And she needs to open up to that. She also needs to realize, blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition. So it might be time for you to like really open up to your intuition with the Two of Swords. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, stuck. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords is thinking that you are stuck where you are. And, this definitely could be a very big fear for you, Aries. I feel the same thing for Pisces as well. You two always get similar readings sometimes. And, it's kind of funny because I felt this for Pisces as well, where it's like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like, if your life has been the same for too long, you might be thinking like, this is my life. This is all I have to look forward to. But really, it's not. And the reading is making that clear. You have this, the star, the sun. It's like there's a life so much better where you could be thriving with the thriving card. But you have to be open to it with the other cards that are going on here. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this dream catcher card. It says, pay attention to the signs, messages, and guidance that come to you at night. Yes, very intuitive time. You have this delicate rose. It says, be willing to honestly say what you feel, no matter how terrifying it may seem. Yeah, maybe this is about admitting things to yourself here, Aries. You know, it's like you could be admitting what you really want. Sometimes when we admit what we really want to ourselves out of life, it means that we have to leave something behind, right? And so I kind of get that feeling here with these cards. You have the Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't think this is really talking about love. It is a good time for love, though, so if you want love, definitely could be attracting someone. The Two of Cups, to me, can be you and your higher self communicating. So, you know, it can represent love, but it can also represent you communicating with your higher self. And we have that dream catcher card, so your higher self could be trying to communicate with you through your dreams or your daydreams or through your intuition. And I would definitely say, you know, anything you can do to communicate more would be good, like meditation, just listening to your intuition. People always ask me, how do you develop your intuition? I'm like, well, the first step is you have to listen to your intuition. You have to trust it, right? Whenever you have a gut feeling, if you trust it, you are developing your intuition. So, you know, that's what I would do there. You have the Two of Pentacles, which you started with. Again, I think it's a busy time right now. I think people are just going to be busy. The Two of Pentacles would be getting a result for that busyness, though, in the good stuff. It would say that maybe your hard work is paying off. If you start working hard this quarter, then it will pay off. It could also say that you're creating balance. With the Two of Pentacles, we really have to like work hard, play hard. We can't just work, right? And so coming up in the good stuff is really what told me at the beginning of the reading that it really wasn't that big of a deal. You know, again, if you didn't have it here, I would say it's probably would be more important for you to like really pay attention to the work that you're doing and make sure that you're creating balance. Next, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, I think this is an opportunity that you're not going to want to miss out on. Again, it could be a love opportunity, but I really feel it's like work or something that is connected to your Ten of Pentacles. So anytime you are presented with an opportunity, it could be from a person, it could be an opportunity that you see online or something like that. Even if you don't think you can do it, I would still look at it. I think, you know, the reading is saying you don't have to commit to anything. But, you know, if you see an opportunity, I would just be curious, ask questions, do research, because you never know. There could be a much bigger opportunity in something than you realize, and you know you don't want to miss out on anything that could be really good. With the Two of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I do feel like Aries is like focused on themselves more right now, which is not a bad thing. I think really it's probably a good thing. She's focusing on herself for a good reason. You know, she's doing it to create a positive environment. She's also doing it so she can focus on what's important. So I feel that if you are more focused on yourself, probably a good thing. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Cups. Can't make that up. The whole reading basically says you're walking away from something that no longer serves you. You know, it's coming up in the good stuff, so that's good. But he is walking away from these 8 cups. Those 8 cups do provide him with something, but it's just not good enough. So, you know, if he were to stay with those 8 cups, he would be settling. And the Eight of Cups in the good stuff basically says no settling. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a blessing. Didn't we say that at the beginning of the reading? There, you had a card here that was like something about miracles or something like that. Maybe not. I might be making that up. But, you know, he is blessing those 2 people in front of him. And there definitely could be some blessings coming in for you based off of like whatever opportunities are coming in. This would also be something that's like divinely guided as well. You know, the Hierophant, he is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. He communicates with both sides. So you could be getting some blessings like from the universe here. You have this birth card. The whole reading says you're like birthing something new. So, you know, with the aces and, you know, everything else going on here, I think that you definitely could be birthing something new. You have this patience card. I think everybody's been patient. The good news is we could all be being rewarded for our patience at this time. Like any hard work you've done, any extra work that you've been doing, you could be being rewarded. You have this flattery card. Yeah, it's like the seed. You know, I think that for those of you that want love, the seed is being planted this quarter. So you definitely could be meeting a person. But I don't know. Two of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles at the end. It's coming up in the good stuff. So it makes me feel like it's good. Nine of Pentacles is independence, though. And so some of you might be like saying to yourself, like, do I want this? Do I not want this? I don't know. I can't answer that question for you, Aries. Only you can answer that question. But the opportunity exists. I do like this card. These two are facing together right here. So it does say that you could be meeting a person that you really see eye to eye with. But maybe it just starts slow, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. You have this enthusiasm card. Crazy that I said Sagittarius earlier, because this card is Sun in Sagittarius. Embracing Sagittarian energy might be a good idea for you, Aries. Being more playful, being willing to go on adventures, just being willing to just not, practice non-attachment, all that other good stuff might be a good thing for you. And finally, you have this fortune card. Amazing. So definitely could be good fortunes with the Ten of Pentacles showing up. I really feel like the universe is on your side, right? You're going to have to take advantage of the energy, but it's definitely on your side here. So this looks really good. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.